Hey guys, how about this? It's a great, beautiful day. Look here, couldn't ask for a better day, right? I'm here at Island BMW here in sunny Victoria. Look at all these bikes around me. Gorgeous. You got the double R there. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this guy right here. This is the latest 2015 S1000R. This is basically the detuned double R over there. You know, everyone who's written it has said it's been a lot more fun than the double R. I have the great pleasure and the opportunity to take this baby out. We'll do a little bit of riding impression on various kinds of roads and give you sort of an honest view from my point, which is sort of a amateur rider. All right, let's go over some of the controls here. Let's turn on the dash. Hope you guys can see that. We've got gear indicator, standard trip meter, time clock. Looks like we've got temperature, heated grips. Heated grips, I can turn it. It's got 3 settings: off, medium, and high, low and high. And we've got gear indicator here. We've got modes here. We've got dynamic, rain, road, and we have various suspension settings: soft, normal, and hard. So let's just leave it at normal right now. And of course you can turn ABS off. Trip computer, we've got range, 2 trips, average consumption, odometer, basic stuff, info. It looks like we have race info. We have lap timers as well. Okay, I guess that's pretty much it there. Let's just go over the buttons on here. We have cruise control, fantastic. Hazard lights, trip button, info button, ABS, suspension button. We've got an indicator right there. We've got the horn button, start stop button, riding mode button, heated grips button on over there. Just like to point out, we've got an adjustable brake lever here, but we do not have an adjustable clutch lever. Oh, and then the last thing about this bike, it has a quick shifter, which I'll be interesting to find out what it's like. Got a bit of a tiny pillion seat there, like really tiny. Feels pretty hard. We've got Brembo mono block brakes. Did I say brakes? Brakes. We've got Brembo front and rear. I think we should get on the road, shall we? The clutch seems fairly heavy, but I think the engagement of the clutch is pretty far out. Waiting for my buddy there. Alright, what else can I talk about the bike? So I am 5'6" tall with a 30-inch inseam. Both feet are on the ground, but they're not flat foot. The seat feels fairly hard, and definitely the tank is sort of butting up against the man parts, so I can see emergency braking be a very painful experience. Alright, what we're gonna do while we're waiting, let's try some really slow parking lot maneuver stuff. I'm gonna do a very slow U-turn, see how we're able to control this bike at low speeds. I do know one thing, is that the turning radius of this bike is not the best. When I was sort of manhandling it around the lot of the dealership, the steering lock is pretty pathetic actually compared to the Multistrada, but you know, that's like comparing apples to oranges. These are lousy mirrors compared to the Multistrada.
What's that?
These are really small mirrors. Yeah. Okay? am really looking forward to this bike. Now, one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to go over every single aspect of this bike. There's just too much for this video. Yeah, the engagement point on the clutch is really far out. So while we're going through a little bit of industrial estate, small streets here, we get to sort of get a feel of what this bike is like. So puttering around, I have to say it's pretty stable. It's definitely not feeling that top heavy as I would have expected it to be. So 60 kilometers an hour right now in fourth gear, just under 3,000 RPM is what I would be doing probably through the city streets here in town. And the engine is smooth, the vibrations are not bad through the seat. I do feel the tank buzzing a little bit up against my balls. Alright, we're gonna have a little bit of a highway blast here before we turn in again on smaller roads, and we'll go through some twisties. My buddy James has got a Triumph Tiger XC there. I believe this is a used bike, but he's really interested in it, so alright, here we go. Nice. Quick shifter is nice. Quick shifter down as well. Yeah, this is fantastic. I don't have to use my clutch hand at all. Well, not until you get to the slower speeds, then you have to actually use the clutch to engage the gears. That quick shifter is really cool. All you do is hold on to the throttle and just keep tapping upwards with your foot. Takes a bit of getting used to. You want to reach down and do the clutch action there with your hand, but you really don't need to. Right now I'm still in the road mode, and suspension is set to normal because we're just sort of poodling along here. I can get used to this quick shifter stuff. Okay, so look, here's my hand. Oh, let's give this guy a wave. Yay! Alright, quick shifter, and second gear, third gear, fourth gear. Oh, that's so nice. And my hand's up here the whole time. Oh, I could get so used to this. Now this bike only has 38 kilometers on the clock, so we have to kind of be gentle with it. And really, who goes around town, you know, at 8,000 RPM anyway? I hate to say this, but I'm already starting to get a bit of a cramp on my left hip here. I'm not that old, but I'm really used to the multistrada's riding position, which is sort of the really upright thing. So I've got a semi-aggressive crouch going on here, and yeah, just as we're slowing down at the light there, my left hip just kind of went, you know. Definitely for sort of everyday riding, it's not like everyday to from work, grocery store, this kind of thing. It's definitely not that comfortable for me. So flicking the bike back and forth a little bit here at slow speeds, like 50 kilometers an hour. It feels fairly neutral. At first I thought it was sort of top heavy, but now sort of once it's on the go, it really does feel very neutral. By neutral I mean it's not top heavy, it's not bottom heavy. Okay, are you turning? No, you're not. Thank you, guys. We sure picked a really nice day to do a couple of test rides here. Once again, a big shout out to Island BMW for letting us take these guys out. The inline 4 is very smooth. But strangely, I hope you remember the Triumph Triple review that I did not too long ago. Actually, it was my last one. And I actually find that bike smoother. I mean, the engine characteristics seem to be smoother. Let's just try these settings on the suspension on soft, because I do know we're coming to a really sort of bumpy part here. Yeah, I definitely feel the suspension soaking up the bumps better. Here we go. Oh. Okay, switch the suspension back to normal. Yep. Definitely notice the difference there. Okay, switching the mode to dynamic. Crisper throttle response, but not harsh. Very linear. I'm getting used to this quick shifter malarkey, and it's really, really good. The exhaust note on the on this motor is quite nice. Sort of burbly, not super aggressive until you open it up. The quick shift to downshift is a bit more abrupt than the upshifts, but it could just be how I'm handling the throttle. Overall, I'm really enjoying this bike. Brakes are nice and strong. I find myself reaching 6th gear really quickly. Probably don't need to, but I'm basically just because I'm trying to keep the revs down, seeing how this bike has not really been broken in. So what have we established so far? We've established that the quick shifter is awesome. The bike is nimble, fairly neutral. The brakes are really good. I wouldn't necessarily use this bike every single day because of the riding position. Mr. Cyclist, excuse me. There's a lot of torque down below for a 4-cylinder without having to rev the bejesus out of it. Like, this is 3rd gear, 40 kilometers an hour, pulling uphill. It doesn't feel like the bike's struggling at all. Really nice brakes. Very confidence-inspiring brakes. Bit of a corkscrew in the downhill here. Oh. I hope you guys can hear that engine note. It's really sweet. I've completely lost James. It's way back there in the weeds. Oh, finding neutral is hard. There you go, neutral. There you are. It's got the big fat foot for the
Yeah, it's good.
yeah, it's very nice. I mean,
Yeah,
you look at that one, then you look at this tiny little toothpick that we've got on this thing. It's not confidence inspiring when you're stopping on gravel. Let's just put it that way. First impressions. First impressions, it's not for me an everyday bike.
not an everyday bike.
Not an everyday bike for me. I think the riding position is a little bit.
Extreme.
It's more aggressive, but I've come so used to the upright riding of the Multistrada. The quick shifter is probably that's the that's a real jewel of this bike. It's the quick shifter.
What does that mean?
That means all you do is hold on the throttle and you up, 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 down, 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 down without ever touching the clutch.
Oh.
Yeah, but you kind of have to be on the power. You can't do it sort of in slow speeds around town. That's when you actually have to engage the clutch lever.
Okay. Clutch optional.
Clutch optional, in a ways.
For a passenger.
The passenger is going to have a really tough time being comfortable on this tiny little piece of foam. So, I mean, if you've got a girlfriend that's got a really nice ass, that's a great way to show it off.
Cut that out of the video.
No, I won't cut it out of the video. I think it's... Come on. People who buy this bike will want their girlfriends on the back of it wearing tight jeans. And that's the truth of it. This is a sexy bike. It's it's a bit of a hooligan bike in my opinion, compared to the double R, which the motor is based off. But it's the naked. It's got a nice angular design. It's got a nice.
I suppose the handling is really nice.
The handling is really sweet. It's a very neutral, not top heavy, not bottom heavy. Once it's on the go, and you turn in, it feels very effortless. Yeah, I like it. I like it. This would make a great sort of bike just meant for twisties, a nice day, out with friends. But I think once you put
Going on a multi-day trip.
no, once you put luggage on it and stuff. No, I mean I guess you could sort of put soft bags here, but I think once you put luggage on it, you kind of spoil what the bike's about, in my opinion. You know. Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna head back now, and we'll hit the highway all the way back into town. Okay, we're done chit-chatting about the bike. Let's gonna head back now. Alright, apologies about any wind noise you might hear. Of course, this is a naked bike, no fairing, so when I am on the highway, it's the full-on face blast of wind. Apologies also if you find my review style a little bit sort of herky-jerky and a little bit disjointed. I haven't done a bike review in quite a while, and I just was really excited to get on this bike from Island BMW, so I'll admit I didn't do my homework. So I'm basically reviewing this bike from the perspective of an amateur rider who is just getting on it and not really knowing a lot of the specs. And we've got drizzle, so it's making the roads probably a little bit slick, so I'll just take it easy. And we've got, of course, traffic ahead of us. As I was saying, the real jewel on this bike for me is the quick shifter. I think it's a real positive for this bike. I don't think it's a gimmick. I think it's a very useful feature. The motor is great. I haven't really taken it out on the highway properly to really feel the full, sort of thrust of this motor, but just around the twisties here at sort of legalish-ish speeds, it's very responsive. Let's flick it about a little bit more. Yeah, I have to agree that the handling is very neutral on this bike. I suppose, once you get tires that wear a little bit, that perhaps square off a little bit, they aren't pristine and round, you would feel a little bit slower turn in perhaps, but that's because of the tire wear. But right now this bike has brand new tires on there, so they're in perfect shape, and that really adds to the neutral handling of this bike. Look at that. Just like that, 5th gear, I'm already up to like 80 plus kilometers an hour. A couple of taps up on the shifter. Tap down, the downshift. Whole time I'm not really using my clutch hand. See? Another downshift and another upshift. Ah, I could do this all day. Traffic! Definitely, I think the distance between first, neutral, and second is like this much. It's really tiny. So you're always like missing neutral. This is what we call the Saturday Costco crowd. Go on. Yeah, we're doing the U-turn. This is the U-turn review. How well does an S1000R do a U-turn? It does a U-turn. You hear that engine? Oh, is it nice? I can get used to this. The power delivery is smooth. It's linear. At least sort of under 7,000 RPM. It's nice and it pulls strong, but it's not like, you know, okay, it's not like the twin of the Multistrada where it just punches you in the gut, but this is more like a bullet train kind of pulling, and it's sort of incessant torque that's just there feeding into the speed. So we're in 6th gear, doing 115 kilometers an hour, 5,000 RPM. The wind blast for naked, you know, what are you gonna say? It's wind. And then we just pull. Yeah, see the torque is there, a little twist of the throttle. 6,000 RPM takes us up to about 130. 7,000 probably take us up to maybe 140, 145. We'll take another off ramp here and we'll do the quick shifter thing again because it's just so fun. It's just so fun to do that quick shifter. You just go bang, 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 bang. 2nd gear, the traffic. Gear 135. Just like that, guys. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see about the torque here. We're on the highway still. I'm going to slow down to 90 in 6th gear, 4,000 RPM. We'll just do a roll on and let's see if we can get up to 6,000. Go. There you go. That's the torque I'm talking about. One more thing I can say about the motor is that there's not a lot of engine braking, which is to be expected from a 4-cylinder. But that's like kind of telling you that an orange is a citrus fruit. It's kind of bleeding obvious, isn't it? Okay, guys, it's we getting back to the dealership, and we're ending this ride on this 2015 BMW S1000R. I'd just like to thank you guys for staying with me throughout this video review here. I hope that it's not been too hodgepodge and you guys got something out of it. Here we are at Island BMW. Thank you very much to Pascal. Thank you very much to Bill and all the guys here at Island BMW for letting me take out this really fun bike. And as we once again demonstrate the poor turning circle of this motorcycle and look at a 3-legged dog. I'd like to say talk to you guys later and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.